In the audience right there. Let's go.
Him.
Alright, we're live. We're good to go whenever you are, sir.
Okay. Welcome everyone who has joined. Let me just finish up typing this announcement. And welcome guys to the Concave Convex podcast. We're here another busy week. We had a really stressful week. I don't know if you've seen the chat, man. A lot of stress is being vented all around those places. But that's life. When trading and money is on the line, emotions are always close by. And so, what's up with this episode today? Where we decided to make a special because if you go back in YouTube to our first episode ever, you'll see that we never properly introduced ourselves. And so you kind of know our faces, or I mean our avatars from around the community server and the video version of the podcast, but there's not a lot of info on us. So we are going to have a 2 episode special in which we're going to know one host once at a time. And now we're going to get to know Akarin, the man with no sin, I like to call him.
You always call me that.
And
Hello. Hi, Roka.
every single episode.
Thanks for having me aboard. It's always fun. It's always fun doing this with you.
I see a lot of new faces on the audience. I haven't seen them before. Also, I'm missing our regulars. What's with that?
I've gotten angry.
Well, they're probably mortgaging their house to buy some sweet CNV now that we have a discount price. But let's not talk about price. So, how's it going to be today? Well, I'm going to be your host, a single host this time. And I have this guest right here who is Akarin. Akarin, you're actually in the community for more longer than me, I guess. When did you join Concave?
I think I joined. I think it was in November. It was around that time. It was definitely like during like the first few days of the server. I wasn't there from like the very beginning, but I was there like pretty close when the server was just getting started popping off essentially.
Did you start working for Concave right away, or were you just one of the community members?
So originally I was one of the community members. I was like, basically like every other miner out there, farming the roles and then helping out as a documentator. And so that's where I basically started off with. And then I basically offered to write like a newsletter for Concave. And so I think Voke or J-Man brought me aboard. And then, yeah, somehow we ended up here.
Yeah, it's amazing how many people started doing farming for roles, doing those tasks, and ended up in different departments and whatnot. And you and me, we both started in community, and I remember also being farming for documentator and etc. And we did that kind of farming. But then you had the engineers. We were on totally different mindset, farming for policy rules and whatnot. So that was really a great time to separate people by skill sets. What do you consider to be your key skill sets?
I guess my key skill sets is that well, first of all, I'm pretty good writer. I don't like to brag, but I'm pretty good at it. I'm also just very flexible with like learning things. Like I've done diagrams on Miro. I'm pretty good speaker, I would like to say. I like hosting events, I like organizing. I like proofreading documents. I like making marketing materials, and so I'm sort of like an all-rounder. Like I can help with a lot of things, and right now I'm basically helping with partnerships. But whatever the other teams need, I help out there as well. So definitely like an all-rounder in terms of my skill sets.
Yeah, I've seen the community talking about our podcast several times already, and they say we kind of balance out of each other. Like I'm more outgoing or extroverted or I don't know, noisy, and you are more calm, more introverted, and etc. Um, which is kind of cool because uh, it's true. You're a more introverted person, and those usually don't like to talk in public. What is it that makes you enjoy uh, being on top of stages and in front of audiences, and
Sorry.
what is it that makes you want to share uh, with the audience whatever it is that you're feeling? Do you feel connected to people? Do you feel that perhaps uh, your presence soothes people? What do you think?
Sorry, the cops are after me. No, I'm just kidding. Um, well, I think a common misconception that people have is that introverts like can't talk or can't host an event. That's not true. Like I see a lot of great introverts that are great at hosting events and are great people's that are great socializing people. So yeah, I don't really see me being introverted as like a deficiency. Like I think it works great, and I think I can be a good speaker. And the reason like why I like doing these things, like the podcasts and hosting events and Twitter Spaces, is because I get to interact with like all the cool people in this community. Like we all started out from the beginning farming roles, and I've just met some like amazing people during my time. Like for example, you, Rucka. Like we got to know each other like from the very beginning. I consider you a dear friend, and it's always nice
Oh,
to basically interact with each other over like a shared interest. Like I view all of these like community members, all of you guys here listening, as basically my family at this point, and we're all just trying to build something great. And I feel like it's very meaningful, and it's definitely something I want to do my whole life. I feel.
yeah, definitely. You know, I don't know if you feel the same, but it's like we here in this community. It's like being here is like being back to school, in which you cross all these people in the hallways, and you know these faces because we always associate the avatars with the people, and we have those who we touch more, we have those we touch less, but we are all part of the same thing, you know. That this school analogy is something that resounds on me because it throws me back to what a simpler time in which we had our clear purpose, which was to just go to classes and etc. And now you have a clear purpose, which is to build something groundbreaking, etc. Um, and this for me is even more interesting because it is the first time I'm exposed to a crypto project, but I know a lot of people already had previous crypto experiences. In your case, is this your first experience? Is this something you're already used to? What's the drill?
Well, no, actually, I've been in crypto for quite a while, and I started back in like 2017, 2018, and I remember at the time, I think I was in college, and my friend was like, "Oh, hey, there's this cool thing called Ethereum," and then we just got into it. It was very fun, and then I ended up buying the top. It was like it was like around 1,200 at the time, I think. It was around 1,000 some, and then it dumped to like what, 200 some dollars. And then we sort of like, all right, we got wrecked, and then we sort of like forgot about it. But then I got back into it early 2020 before the next pump came, and so made a pretty good killing there. But what really interested me about the space was the concept of decentralization and just putting power back to the people. We all know that the banking systems and like things of that sort, they're not available to everyone, right? And then decentralized finance basically gave an opportunity for people in impoverished countries to use DeFi to be able to make it. Not just people who are already rich, but like anyone could possibly make it in this wild west. And that's what really fascinated me about like the whole space. essentially. And I ended up writing newsletters for like a few projects back in the day. Just participating like various DAOs, and then one day a friend recommended me, like your friend basically invited me to Concave, and then the rest is history.
Yeah, and I mean we kind of all in this all every people here, every person here. Uh, Sorry about my English. Sometimes I can find the right word, but every person here knows that is different or she is different in its core, and we kind of all drifted to crypto because of it, and we found our place here, and it's being a hell of a ride.
Yeah.
Um, but it all comes with some bumpy moments. Sometimes life is good. Sometimes you face a little bit of challenge. One of the things I like to do is to collect advice throughout my life. Like people have all these different experiences, and these experiences are what shape people. And so they each one of us have different insights according to their experiences. So what I'm going to ask you now is, um, what is the best advice someone gave you?
The best advice someone gave me. Ooh, that's a good question. Um, well, I think the best advice that someone gave me in general was a friend who basically said, um, you know, if you're not taking any risk in your 20s, then like, what are you doing with your life? Which is true. If you're not taking any risk at a young age, then it's very difficult to make life changing wealth, And so this is sort of the process. The best advice I got in crypto was probably Volk. Like he would always like run me through like he's a very smart individual, and like I always learn a lot about I always learned a lot with him just by talking with him, but he really got me to understand more about how the cycles in the market work, like where the money is coming from, and just really gave me a pretty good perspective on how markets work. And so, and not a specific quote, but he taught me a lot like over the years, and this is what I like to this is like I always say, like, trust the team, is because you know price action price action happens, like there's some things you can't control, but I firmly trust the team, and I firmly trust that they can get, like, we can get shit done at the end of the day. And I always say, bet on teams. Like, bet on teams, don't bet on numbers. Always bet on the team, and I think we have a really strong team to be able to basically build the future of finance.
Yeah, I also got that advice, which is curious. The one that says always bet on teams. Um, and um, that advice is solid because each time we step into a project, we must we must ensure that people are there for the right reasons, or else we are just gamblers. And it's a fine line in crypto between trading and gambling. Uh, and I feel like people in this project uh, are learning this because of the this low price. Because now people are saying, okay, uh, this isn't a gamble. This is for the long run, and this could be me giving people some opium. It really isn't. That's not the point. The point is that the vision of a project is important, and you need to match that vision. Otherwise, your investment isn't well placed.
Yep.
But anyways, before I progress to the next question,
Not financial
I want
advice,
to
by the way. Not financial advice. Don't sue.
yep,
Don't
yep, yep,
sue
yep,
us.
yep. Yeah, no point. We are talking about magic beans anyway, so no problem. Um, but what I wanted to say is that people in the audience, I'm sure you guys have some questions for Ekarin. Drop them in the event chat. You can, I don't know, ask Ekarin to dox himself. I don't know. Ask something.
If you've been in the work call, I've basically
But
shown my face randomly. Cause, cause,
yeah,
cause
but
Discord mobile always wants to turn the camera on, apparently.
Yeah,
But
and it's mobile, so you're looking at the cell phone from above, and you have
oh my
like double
gosh,
chin and
don't tell me
everything.
about it.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
very flattering. Um,
yeah.
okay, so
Mhm.
yes,
Oh yeah, I was gonna say you have to read me the questions because I'm streaming this as well and I can't see the chat.
yeah, no problem. Uh, we got Tana. I was reading. We got Tana saying he also once shared the dog, so he dogs this dog. It isn't severe, but anyways, proceeding. What do you feel is the next crypto narrative?
Next crypto narrative. Well, I think personally speaking, I think GameFi is probably going to blow up. Um, I've been hearing a lot of things about music music projects that that could potentially blow up. I'm definitely I think GameFi is probably where like the money is gonna go, and also probably like applications of like real world like developments. We're increasingly like we're seeing like more and more crypto projects sort of go into the real life, right? So for example, one project that we were looking at that I was looking at recently was like this project that was looking to bridge real world assets and then like basically like tokenize them. And I always feel like these projects are sort of feel like the next frontier to me.
Yeah, yeah, I
I don't
feel
know if they're
like
gonna be
that's the
good,
future.
but I don't know if they're gonna be good investments, but they seem like really exciting, and it seems like the natural next step forward. I feel like
Yeah, I also feel like the future is tokenizing everything. The future is tokenized,
everything.
and this will match really well with augmented reality.
Oh
When
yeah, that'd be
augmented reality,
crazy.
do you like it?
Oh, have you seen like those what is it called, a- Anata NFTs, where like you could basically like it's basically like an avatar that you put on that you basically use as for like video calls and whatnot. I thought those were pretty cool, but like it's increasingly like it really feels like the virtual is increasingly blending into the physical, right? And I always find that
Did
really
you
interesting.
did you watch the trailers for HoloLens, Microsoft HoloLens?
I think I did. It seemed really interesting. I mean, it looked like a proof of concept, so I didn't know if it was actually gonna happen, but it looked really
Yeah,
interesting.
there was a Microsoft HoloLens. There was even a Microsoft HoloLens 2
HoloLens too.
already. But it really shows you how in the future we'll personalize our entire existence. Like you go to your Amazon page is different from my own Amazon page,
Yeah,
because it's personalized to you. In the
yeah,
future, we are going to have our own realities through augmented reality, and in which my house is different through my eyes than through a guest's eyes, for example. I see that as very tokenizable, really. I think in the future we'll have a lot of applications like that. This is an area that gets me really excited. And now I'm going to ask you a question from Nangolila, who asks you, "How old are you? 23?"
trying to dox me. I know who you are, FBI. I'm just kidding. I would say I'm in my 20s. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I'm not gonna give you the exact
Okay.
age, but that's around where I'm at. I'm still young, though sometimes I feel old.
Yeah, this guy is always trying to dox people.
Oh, Nango. I'm telling
Nango,
you,
yeah, he's
it's the
always
Fed.
trying
It's
to
the
dox
Fed.
people.
They're coming after us. Run, everyone.
I'm not from the US. I chill. He's saying that
Can I live in your basement?
you said that in 2017 you were already in college. You
Oh
were in
no.
college, so he's making his
Well, you
maths.
don't know. Maybe I could be like 30 some years old, and then I decide to go back to college. We don't discriminate.
Yeah,
Education
that
is for
voice isn't
everyone.
from a 30-year-old. That yeah, no,
Heartbroken.
no, you haven't experienced pain yet of turning 30.
Pain. I keep hearing about
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, I'm old. I'm
I
old.
have
I'm past 30. When I get up from the couch, I make sounds.
every time
It's terrible.
like I hear,
It's
yeah,
terrible.
I hear like friends in my 30s keep complaining about back problems and whatnot. And I'm like, does it come that early? Does it come that early, sir?
Oh shit, yesterday I was trying to sleep, sleeping through the left side. My my bones of the back started to hurt and I
Ow.
couldn't sleep on my left side. I had to find a position, man.
Oh
This never
no.
happened before.
Well,
And
that's
I
unfortunate.
mean, not to brag, guys, and not to vex people, but I'm still younger than Rick James over there in the audience. That guy must have a really cracky back.
Hey, Rick
Okay,
James looks pretty buff though. I'm not gonna lie, 'cause he's been working on it.
yeah, he works on it a lot. Yeah. Um, so, continuing over the same line of questioning, of growing up wise, and this age talk actually segues lovely into this because we're talking about someone's life experience over here. Um, I've experienced something when I turned to crypto that I haven't experienced before, which is the total disdain for traditional markets. I guess I don't see myself holding a job again, traditional job again, for full time. I know you also at some point worked full time, and you already made that transition. Do you see yourself going back?
Oh no, I'm working as hard as I can not to go back, sir. Oh yeah, traditional jobs. Like I won't say all of them are bad. I'm sure some of them are good. Like I know a lot of people probably still have day jobs. They still have responsibilities, but I personally like the freedom that I get in DeFi. You know, it's basically because you're not just. I mean, at a job, you're basically just what taking a salary and then going home, working 4 years. I mean, working like 40 years and then dying eventually. While at here you're taking ownership. You're basically like making something. You're not working for a company or organization that basically takes your work and and then makes it into money. You're building something with other people. Like everyone owns this protocol essentially. Like Concave, like all of you guys own this. It's not just a team. It's not just the founders. It's everyone. Everyone who holds the token is has a share in the protocol, and that's something that I really like. That we're all working towards one goal, and that one goal will basically will help benefit all of us.
Yeah, that's the thing. We are a builder co-op, and we aren't the owners of the community. We are just builders. I mean, there's guys in this chat who are going to profit more of our work than we are because they hold more tokens. We've got a guy in the chat uh, who has a crazy amount of tokens. I'm sure some of you may know who I'm talking about. And that guy, he is going to profit a lot from our work. But at the end of the day, it's his merit. He invested into a project without knowing if it was going to work out or not, and that has to do with the ownership Karin is talking about here, because we all are taking ownership by turning to crypto and trying to make a life for ourselves here, because it's just us, just our graphs, just our laptops and our internet connection, just our Discord. And do you work or do you stop working? Do you want to work for yourself? If so, crypto gives you the way to do it. You just have to really set your mind to it and work. Trust me on this. I'm a crypto noob, and it works if you work.
Yeah,
Um,
like
Now
if
you've got John Lee Bonley saying that, posting a GIF of Rick James doing the a frontal flip stresses her out or stresses him out.
oh
And
my
we're
gosh,
talking about the moderator here being a WWE champion.
WWE Super Slams.
Since you're streaming, I'm putting you on par with what the crew is talking about.
Oh my
Um,
god.
so, carrying on, I'm sure that you see great things for Concave, but are you excited right now for any other project you will the substantial bag into, or
Personally, I've been accumulating, not financial advice again, but I've been accumulating. Personally, I've been accumulating some toke. We're bullish on toke. I love tokamak and frax and other some other projects. But yeah, those are basically I've just been chilling in this market, honestly. Like this market, it's very sideways. I don't really see. I don't really like going in at these times, but just slowly accumulating some token, chilling basically.
what do you think of Toke's price right now?
Oh yeah, toke's price took a massive took a massive shit, but no, I think because I mean at the end of the day, like how are you gonna make money if I don't know if everyone's pumping the price and things are already up 200%, like the potential upside you get is much more limited, right? Like you sort of have to. I feel like for me, I sort of have to like take some risks at these positions and sort of DCA down because I believe in the long term health of the protocol, and I think that the team over there is like they're like great people, absolute chads, and so it's a risk, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. But yeah, other than that, don't really don't
Yeah, I
don't really
see
have
that
much
the
options.
event chat was closed to the public, but I think now it's all solved, right, Tana? Uh, I see a lot of people chatting, so I hope everyone can see it now and not just the people with the clearance. Or, yeah, okay, it's fixed. Cool. Um, then inform people in general that that guy was asking for it. Because I can't type right now. But okay, so Tokimek and Concave are the plays right now, and about the FUD we have been experiencing. I know you work with partnerships, uh, and you handle stuff with our partners and whatnot. Do you think any of our partners may be getting bearish on us?
No, I don't think so in terms of like our protocol partners. Like, yeah, at the end of the day, like we're building, and market conditions aren't great, but you know, again, like I believe in the team, and we have some great connections over at other projects. Unfortunately, the whole market is pretty down on the outs, right? But that doesn't like make me any less confident in the partners that we have, like Redacted, Tokamak, Frax, Inverse, like all of them. Like I think they're all really good protocols, and yeah, like price isn't everything. At the end of the day, I see what they're building, and that makes me bullish, and I'm sure that they're still just as bullish on us as we are of them.
Yeah, I was asking this because there were some people complaining about, oh, our partners are seeing us with other eyes right now and blah 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 in general chat. I don't think that's the case at all. And I haven't seen anything that points out otherwise. So I was asking the one of the partnership guys. I know we have Chromie on on the audience as well. Um, he actually addressed this earlier, and I do agree with him that everything's running fine with our partners.
Yeah, and
Um,
also just internally as well. Um, yeah, honestly, progress has been going pretty well. We released an update article yesterday on staking and bonding, and we're gonna have more information for you guys soon.
oh yeah, that
Yeah.
article was very bullish.
Yeah. So.
And this is something that,
Mhm.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we received a lot of good feedback on the article. Avalanche had the idea when it started, and we sort of helped out, and it became a really good article. But I think these articles are good, and I think that maybe we could like provide like more updates through these articles to the community, just so that like they know what's going on. But like internally, things are going fine. Honestly, I feel like they've been going pretty great. Like we recently had a Scrum training. We recently had like a 12-hour Scrum training with Wookie, and it's been absolutely like eye opening on, you know, like how like how like why are we doing this, like why are we doing the agile methodology. It all made sense. Like I feel like it all made sense, and that makes me even more bullish as an organization because I feel like I don't really see any other projects doing this.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to a guy on the other day. He was asking me about about what I paid my guests in the podcast. Someone from the community. Care to tell the audience how much you're getting paid to be here?
Paid? Oh, can you pay me in spoons, sir? I need some money for food. Can you tip us in spoons?
Yeah, there are some guys who think we get paid to do every single
You
thing.
know, the
It's
thing is like, like people bring up like, oh, why are we paying these people? It's like, well, if you don't like, what do you like? If you don't pay people like something, like like what people don't realize is that a lot of our team members like the pay isn't even like that much if I'm going to be honest, and everyone gets like varying amounts of pay, and but like we're doing this like we're putting ourselves in like unfavorable monetary circumstances so that we can build something good, and that like like this is simply so we can like our some of our team members can like subsist off something. It's like great things take like great talent to build, and like we need this talent on board. Like imagine if we didn't have like Cert or Chromie or Wookie or J-Man or like all like these team members on board. Like if we only had an engineering team, like would there be any communication with the community? Would there be any marketing whatsoever? Would the policy like would anyone be doing the math that we need for the protocol? Like no, like we're like
only
these things
that
aren't
one guy who
necessary.
is always on general chat saying he's the best programmer,
Yeah, it's like
but then
you wouldn't
says he
get
can't program.
any updates. Like you wouldn't have Tana Avalanche Doge in the community every day, like talking to you guys about like updates. Like none of this would be there if like if you were to like okay say okay let's just have an engineering team. Like it doesn't work that way. It really doesn't. Like an organization takes time, and we have the runway. We have the runway to sustain us like while we get this going, and once we start generating revenue with staking and bonding, then we'll start looking for other opportunities. But yeah, like the great things take time to build. Great things take time to build.
It's I just want to inform you that after I said that we aren't paying you to be here, you're getting a lot of tips.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I can eat rice tonight.
They tipped you a lot of spoons
Let's
because
go. That was
to
so
get some
sweet.
food.
Thank you.
Uh, Coiny Cooney from the audience says it's to get some food.
Thank you,
Johnny
sirs. Thank
says
you, sirs.
because spoons, and Chromie says because you're a Chad leader.
Oh wow, thank you so
Tana
much.
says because it's a meat supply fund.
Yeah, and just saying like
So feel the
this is
love.
honestly what makes me like really bullish. Like this isn't like we've been through. I'm sure if you were here from the beginning in the work server, like like we've been
Yeah.
through a lot together, and the fact that like the people like we're still here, um, says a lot. It really says a lot when you have team members that aren't just here for the money, that are here for the long term, that truly want to build something that is revolutionary and helps the community. Like we're all still here at the end of the day, and that's what really makes me bullish. Is to have a group of passionate people that will stop at no means to build something great.
Yeah, and we
That
are
makes me
not
super
only
bullish.
building something great, we are building some things, plural,
Plural. I mean,
great,
yeah.
which is
A
the
lot of
strong point
things.
of our project.
A lot of things that are great.
Yeah, and that's why it makes no sense to worry about the small things for now. But I know that it isn't worth
Yeah,
talking about it because
like
it's human emotion.
yeah, I understand.
Um,
I understand everyone's concern. I think we probably can be more empathetic to people. I think your concerns are valid. Like everyone's feelings are valid, you know. Um, and we would like to do our best to, you know, assure you and to comfort you, and to also, you know, give like the honest truth. And yeah, I would like to be more communicative with the community, and show you like more updates on our progress. And we're looking to do that. Like we are actively pushing to be more communicative, to offer more internal updates, and to like to make sure that make sure you guys know what's going on. But also, we can't give everything. We can't like show you guys the Git book, or go through all of the user stories we're going through, because it takes away from our competitive advantage, right? Like some things, like we can't share everything. Like some things like need to be kept private, so that we have our competitive advantage, and that we we retain that. And so we're doing our best. We're actively working to get you guys more information. And yeah, thank you, guys, for your continued support and trust. Appreciate you guys too.
Now we are getting to the nitty gritty, where I ask you questions that are a bit more personal without doxing yourself. I had that care.
Make
Did
me
you
sweat,
ever
dude.
get into a fight?
Um, I think so. Yeah, I've gone to a fight before. I think we all have, right? Most of us. One fight.
Tell us the story. Tell us the story.
There's no story. Your kids. You
Heckering
fight
fighting.
someone. You fight someone, and then you sort of.
Why though? Why did you fight him?
I don't even remember, sir. I don't even remember. It was a long time ago.
Come
Probably when I was a
on.
kid. I'm definitely not a fighter. I'll give you that. I'm definitely not a fighter.
He was fighting for a girl, they say on chat.
Always. It always is. It always is.
Okay, okay.
What about you, Rucka? Huh?
Uh,
I'm gonna flip the script. Huh? Did you ever fight anyone, Rucka?
oh, I'm an Iberian. We fight.
You fight polar bears?
Nah, no polar bears here. Not even snow. Not even. I think it snowed here one time in my life, so no polar bears here. But yeah, I fought in my school days. I think it's fair to say that um, I lost most of the times I fought,
Damn.
but I won once or twice
Good enough. Good enough.
because I was always smaller than the other guys. Uh, but I'm like those little dogs, man, that bark a lot. I was all talk. Yeah, kind of like we are seeing in chat right now. Um, what about your favorite food? What's your favorite food?
Ramen. No, I don't know why. I just really like ramen. Like, I honestly, I don't even
The
like care
the
about.
good well-made ramen, right?
Yes, like the Japanese ramen.
Not the instant ones.
No, not the instant ramen. Not the instant ramen. But like, I honestly like food is like whatever to me. Like I do intermittent fasting. Sometimes I just don't eat because I'm so busy with work. But when it comes to ramen, I'm down. I'm like, okay, I'll pay anything for good ramen.
How does your intermittent fasting work? You stop eating after 6 o'clock, or
Yeah,
how does that work?
well, you just like I eat lunch and dinner, and then I put 18 hours in between usually. Like it's not as drastic as some other people who who might do 24 hours. I've even heard of like people doing like 30-day fasts, but I'm not that extreme.
Oh
It's
shit!
just, but I think it's nice. It suits my lifestyle because I don't like breakfast anyways, and I'm usually too busy
Two
to.
meals per day then?
Yeah, it's 2 meals per day essentially.
Oh damn! I do like 6, sometimes 7 meals per
Oh
day.
wow, wow, that's interesting. Do you like snack or something? How does that work?
uh, well, I have lunch, then I eat uh, something before it's tea time. Then I eat tea. Then I eat something. Then I have dinner. then at night before going to bed, I eat something.
Wow. The moment you said tea
Or
time, I was like, I understand now. I understand.
yeah, it's I mean it's tea time. It's 5:30. It's tea time. Yeah, it's if you Google for tea time, it shows 5:30. Yeah, it's an English tradition,
Does
but
everyone eat tea
European.
time at the same time? Like, does everyone just go outside and then start drinking tea at five
Once
thirty?
they had, yeah, in the British Empire at 5:30, and you used to have tea.
That's so interesting. Oh my god.
You know, it was actually a Portuguese that took tea to Great Britain. There was an English king who married a princess here from Portugal,
Hmm.
because we are the Portuguese and the British are the oldest alliance in effect in that is effective right now in the world. And so to keep on that goodwill, our princess married their king, and she took tea, and people there weren't used to drinking tea, and the queen was drinking tea all the time because it was her habit, and so it started being fashionable to drink tea. And everybody and their dog started drinking tea in Great Britain because everybody wanted to mimic the queen. And that's how the English got mad about tea.
I mean, that's a habit I can get behind. I definitely like tea. I don't drink coffee, but I drink tea. It's pretty good. It's pretty nice. I mean, I probably don't
Is
have
it?
like tea as good as you. It's just like tea bag. It's just tea bags from the market, from like the supermarket. So probably
Yeah,
not
that
like
was
super high quality.
was going to ask was how do you drink your tea? Do you mix milk in it or some other shenanigan?
Well, occasionally some honey, but usually it's just a tea bag and hot water. I don't really. I'm not that fancy,
Yeah,
sir. I'm not that
because
fancy.
there are people who put milk and then some coffee and then whatever into
Oh
their teas and
yeah.
make very elaborate
Or
drinks.
like those tea arts. Oh no, those are that's like coffee art. But like you know how like you have those like lattes and then you have like the art on there. Always found
Oh
that pretty
yeah, yeah,
interesting.
yeah. That you see in videos. Yeah,
Right, right. So much you could do.
yeah. I actually never drank tea before getting married. After Yeah, that's true. After getting married, my wife started making tea for me
Aw.
all the time, and